In late pre-contact context, one thing that native people say is that earthen mounds are places of origin.
There's a series of 16 of these earlier mound sites, older than Poverty Point, that were created in Louisiana and a few into Mississippi in North American prehistory.
We do know that this part of the world broadly, there have been people here for at least 10,000 years, reasonably much longer. We can certainly think about the fact that environment plays a role in this. This is a really, really rich environment, broadly speaking. We're at, in the lower reaches of the largest continental river in this part of the world. There's an abundance of growth, of animals, of plants, of food, of resources. These early mounds come up in this environment with these hunter-gatherer people.
Lower Jackson Mound is from Middle Archaic. It's over 5,000 years old. It's about 1.5 miles south of Poverty Point. And if you draw the line exactly right, you could touch all big three mounds of Poverty Point from B to A to E. And then way down here, you would touch Lower Jackson with that line. And there are some who believe that the mounds were aligned that way on purpose to sort of connect to that earlier tradition. The only interesting thing here to think about is that it's almost a 2,000-year gap between the construction of Lower Jackson Mound and anything relating to the Poverty Point culture. So the LSU campus mounds are a little bit younger than Lower Jackson. The dates for those are roughly 3000 BCE. For some reason, the native peoples who were building these mounds stopped. And in fact, there's about a 1,000-year gap of mound construction. It ends around 2800 BCE. That's the last Middle Archaic mound that we can determine was created or altered. And then Poverty Point by 1650 BCE at earliest. So that's a big gap in mound construction for some reason. And one of the thoughts is climate change played a part, but we don't know if it's like the determining factor in why these cultures shifted away from mound construction. And then by the Poverty Point period, it becomes a thing again. But the Poverty Point mounds are by far and away much grander and larger in scale.